Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am playing with some fun products from Brutus Monroe. I have the Sprinkled with Love paper collection, which is 12 patterns and 2 of each sheet, so lots of fun stuff in there. Some Velveteen Glaze. I have the Sprinkled with Love stamp set. I also have the Sweet Sprinkles, what is this called? Stencil. And you might be thinking this is going to be a donut layout, but it's not. I'm actually going to be documenting my husband at the ice cream truck. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I'm starting out with the stencil, and I drew lines on my 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. That way I can center the stencil into this cardstock as a kind of grid pattern. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because the stencil is not exactly 6 by 6 inches. So if I did it from the corners, it wouldn't be centered, and I definitely wanted it centered. So I am just using a silicone brush to apply my media through the stencil, and I am going in one direction, and then I am making sure that there is a decent amount there. So I pull off the tape that was kind of blocking the edges so that they wouldn't get all messed up. And then I will let that dry, and then I'm going to do the other 2 quadrants. And now I am going through the Sprinkled with Love paper pad and trying to find papers that I kind of want to layer up to make this a big grid layout. So as you can see, there is a waffle cone pattern, and there are multiple sprinkle patterns. So I chose some of these patterns, and I'm just using some double-sided tape to go ahead and add some adhesive here. Now, both sides do need adhesive on them because one's sticking to the background of the layout and the other side's going to be holding on to that photo. So I go ahead and pull off the backing of those, and I am trying to figure out where I want my photos to go, which photo on which piece of paper. Just trying to like figure out what looks the best to me. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just what feels the best. And sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to kind of ignore all the design rules that are out there and just do what you want. So I have the sprinkles here on 3 of the quadrants. I have it and I still have that pencil line there. So I will erase the pencil line off of there so you won't see it. And then instead of doing a 4th quadrant with the sprinkles, I decided to go ahead and put that waffle cone one there. So I am loving this so far. This is screaming ice cream to me now. Instead of the products all together kind of were like hollering, hey, I'm a donut. But you know what? That is the beautiful thing about themed products. You can just twist them ever so slightly. Using that waffle cone paper, you guys have turned the entire theme into ice cream instead of donuts. I am going to fussy cut out some of these shapes from that same paper pad. So these are clouds, and they are in multiple colors. There's pink and orange and greens and blues. And I'm just fussy cutting these bad boys out. Now, the beautiful thing about these clouds is that they are super easy to fussy cut. It is not giving me a fit whatsoever. It's kind of low there on the screen, but to fussy cut, what you want to do is open and close your scissor hand and move your other hand. You want to keep that scissor hand as still as possible. So now I'm going to go ahead and layer up my photos. I needed a 3rd photo here. So I do have to go print that sucker out, but there will be a photo that goes there. I'm going to use these little pop foams for the back of my clouds. I'm just going to pop them all down and then pull them off. I think the official name is like Easy Tab. And of course the label is off camera, so I can't exactly read it, but I think that's the official name. Now I am going to put these clouds all around here, and there is a cloud that is hanging off the edge of the page. Don't worry, pretty little heads, I will trim that off because obviously I need my layout to fit into my page protector. So I go ahead and I get a couple more clouds on here. Now I'm thinking that this kind of waffle cone paper is going to be where my title is going to go, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with that yet. So I pull out the stamps and I decide that I'm going to use these things kind of like labels. So this is an eclair, or what I'm calling an eclair, and a heart. So I go ahead and stamp those. I'm using my stamp positioner tool, and the beautiful thing about using one of these is that you can stamp multiple times in the exact same spot, so you don't have to worry about not having a nice dark, clear, crisp image. I am going to what am I doing right now? I'm punching out circles. That's what I'm doing. I was like, what are you doing, Sandy? So now that I've got these circles punched out, I am going to stamp on them as well. So I have the sprinkle stamp out of the stamp set, and I am going to drop those sprinkles right on top of the circles. Now, as you can see, I have fussy cut out the eclair and also the heart. When I got my kit, the dies were not available, so I did not get the dies, but luckily these are very easy shapes to cut out, so I don't feel like I'm really missing out on anything. So as you can see, I have put the sprinkles on top of the circles, and now I'm going to color in the sprinkles. So I'm going to use colors that coordinate with the papers that I have already used. So I have the pink, the teal, and the yellow, and now I'm just going to pop these bad boys onto the layout as well. I'm going to tuck them into the clouds. I'm going to just kind of really decorate the page and really just embrace the whole sprinkles. And as you can see, there is an ice cream cone kind of in front of the ice cream truck with lots and lots of sprinkles on it. So I am totally embracing the whole sprinkles theme. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to put a title on this layout and a place where I can put just a tiny little bit of journaling. So I have cut out a little bit of grid paper from my stash. I'm also going to mat that on another sheet from the paper pad. This time I am mounting it on the dark sprinkles because I love the way the dark sprinkle paper looks against that waffle cone paper. I think that it really just pops and gives this corner over here a bit of excitement that it didn't have before. The other three quadrants have excitement because they've got the mixed media going on, they've got multiple layers, they've got sprinkle circles and clouds, so there's lots of fun stuff going on over there, and now I needed to add the pizzazz to this corner as well. So the clouds and the sprinkle circles are going down here, and I am liking what I am seeing. So now I've got the heart and the eclair is off to the side, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use that mixed media to go ahead and paint in the circle. So a lot of the times we think that we can only use these kind of things through a stencil or as a background or like things like that. But guess what, you guys, you can paint with it too. So that is what I'm doing right here. Just adding in a little bit of color. I'm not making it super thick because I want it to dry quickly. I don't want to have to wait for this to dry because I am feeling impatient. And I really just want to get this layout completed because I am having a lot of fun with how bright and colorful it is. So I've got that done now, so it's going to go off to the side. It's going to dry super quick because I did keep the media so thin on it, and I'm going to overlap that with the sprinkle circle, and I'm thinking about using that eclair as kind of like a label. That's what's running through my head right now. I'm going to put the pop foam on that heart, and place it there. So now I'm just like, okay, I've got to figure out what else is going on here. So I am doing the finger tap because that helps me think about things that need to go onto the layout. I am going to eventually figure out that I do need to add a title. So I'm going to go to my stash, pull out some letter stickers, and go ahead and drop those down right here. And I'm putting it at the bottom of the layout so that there is weight here at the bottom of the page. I don't want it to feel heavy in the center. I want it to feel balanced. So putting it down here at the bottom is making the layout feel a little bit more balanced to me. I'm also going to journal, so I grab a nice black pen. Now the beautiful thing is, as I'm using some grid paper here, so I don't have to worry about my handwriting going uphill or traveling downhill. Once I get that journaling done, I do believe that is going to do it for this layout, you guys. So I hope that you will be able to take this and find something fun to go ahead and use and do. There I go ahead and trim off that cloud, and that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.